we're back. And as I said, I promised you that we have a very special guest in the studio. And I am excited about the information that he will be able to bring to even myself. I've been doing this for a while, but you never know everything. And so with his impressive resume, and he is a DC native, we have the recently named president of the Chamber of Commerce, DC Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Harry Wingo. Hi, how are you?
I'm great. I'm blessed, actually. Thanks, Inez.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. It's such a pleasure to have you here. As you know, our show here each Saturday morning, we try to talk to our listeners about what it means to be in business, what it means to start up a business, what it means to take your business to that next level, and just really some key pointers as to some of the things that need to be in place to be successful. And I'm sure that you know, and you've seen this, that a lot of small businesses, we do everything. We're the president, we're the janitor, we're the customer service rep, we're the complaint department, and you're doing so many things that sometimes the key points that have to be done in order to build a business, those kind of slide away from us because there's only but so many hours in the day. So I hope that you're going to let us know what we need to do and what the Chamber has available for us to help us through this maze. Can you do that?
Absolutely, Inez, and
Okay.
thank you. And first, it's an honor to be on the show with you. And one of the first things I'm going to say is, since I'm the president of the DC Chamber of Commerce, we're the voice for business in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And one of the things you need is to join the Chamber.
Okay,
So-
let's start with joining the Chamber. And so what benefits, what benefits for me to join the Chamber?
So one of the biggest things is about people and the network. And so, with all the members that we have, large and small, when you join the Chamber, you're suddenly part of this family of
Okay.
folks who are going through the same thing, different stages, different sizes. But the network and the access that we can give to other members of the Chamber is critical. Because, when you're out there and you've got a business, large, small, established, or just getting going, having that community of other
Yeah.
folks who are going through the same thing, or who could be potential partners,
Okay.
customers, that's a real benefit. But as far as for me, my emphasis, and when I want people to think about for the DC Chambers, think about urban capital. And what that means is, growing human capital and, the potential and all the things that are going on in Washington, D.C., we're the focal point for, making sure you have a voice over in the Wilson building, for example, with
Okay.
the council and the mayor's office. We have programs, we have content, you can come by the Chamber, we have events all over the city, and we're focused on enterprise and workforce development.
Okay.
And finally, for me, I'm really looking at how do we, as a business league, I like that, we're a business league.
Business league.
It's
I
like Justice
that.
League, business
I like
league.
the urban capital. Urban capital. I'm
Yeah.
going to make a note of that.
But we really are trying to capture technology opportunities, which
Yes.
are really everywhere in the city. And there's different opportunities based on what your business is. But really, the reason to join the Chamber is to take your business to the next level
Okay.
by joining a network of folks who can support you, but also getting access to a lot of the programming, content. For example, on our webpage, if you're a member, you have access to something called Global Classroom.
Okay.
We just launched that. And so think of like Khan Academy for small business.
Okay.
That's one thing you get. You also get discounts, with our members. FedEx is a big supporter.
Okay.
But you have benefits for, discounts that apply to members. There's a lot of reasons, and so we hope people go to the webpage, it's dcchamber.org, www.dcchamber.org.
Okay.
And I'd always be happy to talk to people as well as my staff about all the benefits.
Okay, so these courses, now you have the online courses, but you're mentioning about coming into the facility, and are there seminars and things of that nature on specifics that would help my particular area? Okay.
Absolutely. For example, we've had training on how do you use marketing to the best way possible for your business. How do you look at international opportunities? And we have a small business committee, for example, an international committee. And so, you get out of the Chamber what you put into it.
That's true.
And, so those opportunities are there. We have exciting events. So we had Damon John from Shark Tank, ABC Shark Tank. He came into town. We were partnered with Microsoft. They're a member. And we just had this amazing event, first at the Renaissance Hotel downtown, almost 300 people. And I'll tell you what, to hear Damon John talk about,
Yeah.
how he got FUBU started with $40 and selling hats.
Right.
And then
right.
we went across the river. After doing that, we went over to Ward 8 to St. Elizabeth's.
Okay.
There's a pavilion there, and we're working with Mayor Gray and his team to really call attention to the opportunities over there. And so
Right.
then Mr. John talked to 250 people in Anacostia,
Wow.
and it was really amazing. So we do things like that
Yeah.
all across the city, and we're trying to get all of the wards actually to do business with each other. So
Right.
it's exciting.
To kind of unite and make that happen. Also, were a part of the Navy SEAL team.
Yes, I'm a frog man.
So yes, military honors.
One
Okay.
thing about the Navy SEALs is like we realize, there's, you have to have, that strong team, and leaning in, giving everything, 100%. The more you do, the more you can do.
Right.
And on business, you have to have that network of people. And when you're younger, sometimes it doesn't register as much.
Exactly.
And you go further when you go with others. And also, I have to say, as a veteran, we want veterans to come to DC.
Yes.
Veterans, if you're out there, like remember the Batman thing? You've shown that
Oh,
symbol
yeah,
on the
so-
sky. We're doing that for veterans. Come back to DC.
Right,
It's great
Come
here.
on back.
And then as far as starting your own business, there's a
Right.
freedom that goes with that. And I've come into that a bit later.
That's true.
So
That's true.
I'm fortunate. My parents took me home to Southeast, actually on Texas Avenue, near a shrimp boat. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so there, and we moved to Maryland when I was 5, but we kept coming into the church, or we went to church in the city on Division Avenue, Tabernacle Baptist.
Okay.
So I was definitely raised in the church in D.C.
Right.
But my dad drove a taxi cab for extra money. He was an enlisted man in the Army. My mom was a school teacher. But as far as kids and supporting kids and letting them know what they can do, that's another part about the chamber, our role in the community, to make sure that we are giving input on how can we lift up kids who maybe have rough circumstances, and not just kids. I mean, we people.
Right.
We
People
have to have
people in general.
people in general, and returning citizens is something that's on my mind. There's something coming up on July 14th. There's legislation that it's well intended, and we actually want returning citizens to do better when once you either you're under supervision for parole or incarcerated and coming back into the community. And so returning citizens, there's challenges. Like the problem is it's hard to get a job, and there's been this practice which we support getting rid of, which is when you put in this your application that says, do you have a
Check
criminal
that
record?
box.
Check that box,
Yeah,
and
to
a
get
lot of
rid of
times
that.
people just throw the resume away, and we think that's that's missing a lot of great talent that's out there. So we support. Earlier this year, one of the first things I did was to work with Tommy Wells and his committee to say, let's do it at the interview stage.
Right.
What happened is on June 3rd, council went further and went as far as saying, let's do it at the after you get an offer, like a conditional offer. And we think that's going too far. There's a Washington Post editorial about this. So we want to work to try and turn that around, because if you do it at the conditional offer phase, you're setting up small businesses and all businesses really for potential litigation, because there's a list of you have to write a letter, for example, with this legislation. So we're working with the council to try and fix that, but we also want to let folks know that we can work with, and we will work with, returning citizens in the community, people like Charles Thornton, who's at the Office of Returning Citizens Affairs, and he himself is a returning citizen with an inspiring story.
Okay.
And we're both from roots in Ward 7. He was there, all the way through.
Right.
But we were on the Kojo Nami show recently, and just another great radio show.
Right.
And so anyway, we want to fix that, because we need everybody to capture these opportunities in the city.
We are sitting here, and these cupcakes smell so good, and they are absolutely beautifully decorated, and I just can't even imagine the time, and this is homemade, so I can't even imagine the time that it takes to do this. But we have Miss Shania Anderson in the studio, and Shania is 11 years old, and she's a little nervous, but I think she's going to do just great. Good morning, Shania. How are you?
Fine.
Good. You can talk right in the mic there. Tell us about these cupcakes. Tell us about what, when did you come up with the idea? Were you helping mom cooking, and all of a sudden you found you were good at this?
Actually, she started it first, but
Okay.
one day her friend came over and she was like busy,
Mhm.
so she asked me to help her make them for her.
Okay.
So I baked them and I just decorated them, and she was like, "Oh."
Like, wow, you actually did better than what I did. we have mom in
It was part of the plan.
Oh, okay. You know how we work.
Right.
You know how we work. So that was a part of the plan. But Shania bakes. It's called. What is the name of the company, Shania?
Sweet treats.
Sweet Treats, and they are really sweet. I was telling you earlier in the show about an event that I had gone to at Charlie's on Georgia Avenue. And, you know, it's the usual networking. You have professionals and business owners, and this woman stands up and says, I'm not here for myself, I'm here for my daughter. So I'm thinking, well, then she said granddaughter. And then she said 11, so that I kind of looked up and said, okay, who's it? And then when she pointed over to the desserts, and those were the dark desserts, were they not? Because it was like dark chocolates and the dark cupcakes and things like that. And it was just a whole vast of, and I was saying, okay, I'm going to take one of each just to sample, but by the time I got done, the whole box was full. I said, I better stop because I'm looking a little overdone here, so let me just not do that. But I did try the chocolate-covered strawberries, which were fabulous. So how do you do it in school? I know school is out now, but it looks like something you were doing during school. So how do you find the time to do this?
Usually I have most orders on the weekends, so
Okay.
during the week I just prep for the weekends.
Okay. And your mom was saying that you buy your own ingredients and put it all together and supplies. Okay. And that's industrious. Do you see that, Harry, as far as do you see that much with the young children just really beginning to take responsibility, with parent support? We know mom is
Right.
back there, helping to guide, but the child really has to have that initiative. Otherwise, you're kind of banging it into the head. But do you see that much?
We're seeing it more. Actually, we don't see it enough, and
Mhm.
I think it's just phenomenal. Congratulations, Shania.
And these are
your mom-
beautiful.
they're
I think
beautiful,
we
yeah.
Instagram them out and get them up on the site, because I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to be nice here. And
Yes.
Mhm.
But I have to say, Inez, that the important thing is, and this, you're an example of this, Shania, is we need our kids to be not just consumers, but creators.
Yes.
And you are a creator, and
Mhm.
that is amazing. And this is just going to turn into wonderful things because you can control your destiny more when you're a creator. And it's
Right.
not easy. You see how you have to learn? And you learn through failure. That's
Right.
another thing. And that's where it counts to really have people around you who can support you.
That support team.
Yes,
Yeah.
and one thing too is you want to have productive failure. You want
Mhm.
to fail up.
Right.
And so, making a recipe, and it didn't always work out the first time you made cupcakes, and now look at how beautiful they are. And it's like
Right.
that in life and in business too.
Exactly.
And so, we're here at the DC Chamber to support folks and to have that family,
Mhm.
business league that can support you as you figure out how to create jobs and create opportunities
Right.
and move forward. So,